What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Sforgo. Today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to compare my free-to-play account to my main account and answer the question as to whether or not is it worth it really to be a whale in the game? Is it worth it to spend tons and tons of money in the game? Now, obviously, guys, it's really going to depend on your perception of how you see things in the game, right? If you're a collector and you just want to collect a bunch of characters, you just want to whale out, level up as many characters as possible, have a complete roster, then yes, it's going to be worth it for you, obviously. But is it worth it from the standpoint of, are you accomplishing more in the game? Well, here's the thing, guys. Check it out. So we're on my free to play right now, and I'll show you guys like some video footage of my main account to my right here. And on my free to play account, these are the characters that I have. And as far as like A7 characters, like I'm going to be able to take, this guy to A7, this guy to A7, this girl to A7, this guy's already A7, right? I got 4 characters that I can take to A7 right now. 4 characters. Well, on my main account, I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11. I got a bunch of characters, about 11 characters right now that I can take to A7 because I put money into the game, right? And if I wanted to put more money in the game, I could have taken more characters to A7. Now, is that beneficial or not? Well, I mean, from a roster standpoint, from looking at your roster, yeah, obviously, that would be better. But is it really beneficial? Does it really help you all that much? Well, if we look at what I've accomplished in the game, right? If we look at what I've actually accomplished in the game, if we go into certain game modes, like we'll just go in the challenge dungeon here. So on my free-to-play account, guys, I've been able to, let me back up here. I've been able to complete both of these, right? On my free-to-play account, I've completed all the way to level 50, and I've completed all the way to level 50, right? And on my main account, if we take a look at my main account here, I've actually I've only got to level 7 on the first one here, which I definitely go higher. And on the other one here, I'm only at level 32 because I haven't really spent a lot of money in this collaboration. I've spent about $100, $150, somewhere around there, right? But this is where I'm sitting compared to my free-to-play account. Now, something to keep in mind when you're comparing these two accounts is that my main account is going to have more characters. It's going to have more BS, more SS characters, more characters from the collaborations like Shermie, Angel, Lady Choi, all these characters thrown in that I wasn't able to get on my free-to-play because I only pull on collaborations. So that is something to always keep in mind and something to always remember. So when it comes to Boss Showdown, right, I have completed Boss Showdown. I've completed everything in here, and on my main account, the same thing. I've completed Boss Showdown, which is actually pretty damn awesome, okay? Now, when we jump out of here and we get into Demo Space, right? Demo Space I can easily do on both of my accounts. I can easily go all the way top. I actually need to do this again so I can get another memory, which is actually pretty damn cool, right? So that's something I definitely need to be working on, but I can go all the way top, no problem, on both accounts. Tower of Trials. Now, in Tower of Trials, I'm at stage 75, but I'm going to be able to go higher because I do have A5 Gen. I will be able to push this. I will be able to go higher, and on my main account, I'm actually at level 85, right? Now, if I wanted to whale out and get Jan and everything, I probably could beat this, probably could go to level 90, but I'm not really too worried about this game mode because it's just a one-and-done game mode, okay? So when we get out of this game mode and we go into Team Relay Dungeons, I've done all this on both accounts, Team Relay Dungeon, right? I can complete all these, no problem on both accounts, easily, pretty much on auto, guys. Time Attack, I pretty much in the same state on both accounts. Pretty much can do everything in Time Attack the same. I can get the same amount of rubies from this game mode on both accounts. Dungeon of Trials. Dungeon of Trials, guys, is honestly just so easy that both my main account and my free-to-play can easily do this. Jin by himself on my free-to-play account can get over 1 billion. By himself. Easily. And you don't need no 1 billion in this game mode. All you need is 376 million to get the maximum rewards out of this. So both accounts are easily flying through this. Now, when it comes to Chapter of Fight, now on Chapter of Fight, guys, on my free-to-play account, I have 3 characters that have enough CP because I have 3 Tekken sets on 3 Tekken characters that's going to make it all the way to the top. They're going to go all the way to the top, so I'm going to be able to acquire all the rubies from this game mode. And on my main account, obviously, I can do the same thing. I can go all the way to the top. So you're not really seeing a whole lot of difference as far as the game modes and what I'm actually accomplishing. Reviving Hell's Dungeon, right? Reviving Hell's Dungeon, I'm at tier 67 on my free-to-play account. And when it comes to Reviving Hell's Dungeon, yes, obviously if you go to tier 70, you're going to get more experience bottles. That does make a difference. But how often do you A7 characters? How often are you taking characters to A7? Right? If you're a collector, if you're a whale, then you're going to be doing this a lot and it's going to be very beneficial for you. But if you have a free-to-play account like me, right, on my free-to-play, it's not really benefiting that much because I've actually had more than enough of these experience balls just from doing tier 67 at level 7 that I don't really need to do it. I don't really need to go to tier 70 in all honesty. Obviously, on my main account, I'm actually at tier 70. It's a more of a whale account, right? I spend money in the game. So I do need more of those experience balls, but I still don't A7 characters all the time. I mean, really, it seems more beneficial if you are whaling to the extreme and you're just going nuts and A7 bunches of characters, then having that tier 70 unlocked would probably be more beneficial. So we get into the next other game modes, guys. I mean, when it comes to Absolute War and League Match, whether it's my main account or my free-to-play, I do just as good on either account. I really don't, there's no difference in either of those things at all. I gain the same amount of rubies from both of them. And then when it comes to Guild Raid, well, I mean, as I've mentioned in many videos, in Guild Raid, you only need 1.25 billion to get the maximum rewards out of Guild Raid. You only need 1.25 billion. And because you only need 1.25 billion, right, on Inferno to get the maximum rewards, to have a chance of getting a SS or a BS memory, right? My free-to-play account easily scores this. In fact, my free-to-play account is actually scoring more than my main account. That's right, it's scoring more because I have an A5 gen. I can get 35 billion on this account, whereas on my main account, I can score around 15 billion, somewhere around there, which is still insane, right? With my BS Rugal, that's at A7. But is it 35 billion? No. Does it really make a big difference? Not really, because you're still getting the same rewards at 1.25 billion. But which one am I doing better on? Which account am I doing better on? Obviously, my free-to-play account. I have the stronger character in my free-to-play account. I can score higher. I can do better. And really the same thing for Guild Boss Challenge. Now, Guild Boss Challenge, guys, the rewards suck in this, right? Yeah, they're good rewards if you get the right stone, but, I mean, guys, I've opened up so many of these boxes, and I've never gotten a stone that I've wanted yet. Not once, and I know plenty of other players that haven't either. So, it really makes the game mode not as relevant as it really should be. But, on my free-to-play account, I can obviously score much more on this account than I can on my main account because I have A5 Gen, right? I save those rubies for the collaboration, and I'm just doing better on my main account as far as these primary game modes are concerned. That's just the truth of it. Now, if I whaled out, I went all crazy, spent about $500-$600, maybe somewhere around there, then maybe I would have, all those characters. But I really don't want to spend that kind of money. Again, guys, if you're maxing out, whaling out, like if you're a Leviathan and you're just going nuts, then you're going to have all these strong characters and you're going to do better than what a free-to-play account is. But, I'm a moderate spender. I do spend a good amount of money in the game. I don't go crazy. I mean, I'll go crazy on my favorite characters, but that's about it. But I don't whale out on every single banner. And as many of you know, I might just get an A1 character and stop at that. If it's not my favorite character, I just won't go nuts. If it isn't Leona, if it isn't Akuma, if it isn't Heihachi, if it isn't Rugal, then I probably just won't go nuts on them, guys, or Ryu, right? I just probably won't. Right? So my free-to-play account is just doing better in all of the game modes. It's just doing better because I have stronger characters. Now, when it comes to the whaling, obviously when it comes to Nina here, on my main account, I'm going to have her more leveled up because I bought some packs, I've gained more of these coins. I'm going to be able to have her at a higher level, right? But is that one character really going to make a big difference for everybody or, for players? Not really. Not really, unless you're going to be using it as your main. But if you have, Jin or EX Hwoarang, then you're just going to use them as damage dealers instead because they're actually stronger than her. Don't get me wrong. She's still an amazing character and godly, just amazing for free-to-play. But that's just the truth of it, right? So, when it comes to certain things, like maybe my codex, having my codex leveled up, obviously on my main account, I don't know why I clicked on that. Obviously on my main account, my codex is way stronger. There's a good 10 to 20,000 CP difference between my main account and my free-to-play account. And that does make a big difference. It does, as far as your damage. But because the game doesn't really give you game modes to where you really need all that power creep, you really need all those stronger characters, being free to play in this game is actually pretty amazing. It's actually really awesome. I mean, like I said, guys, I mean, as far as damage and as far as, the damage that I'm doing in my game modes, I'm doing better on my free to play than my main because I haven't whaled out on the newest characters. If I would whale out on the newest characters, then it would be a different story. I would score higher on my main account because my codex is leveled up more, right? Also, guys, card sets. This is something else. On my main account, right, I have a lot of card sets because I pull in all these banners. I have a lot of card sets that I'm not going to have on my free to play account because I only pull for collaborations. So it's kind of like, there's advantages and disadvantages to both sides. Obviously, if you're a whale and you're spending on every single banner and you're pulling for all the cards, you're going to have all the card sets. You're going to have all the option cards for the most part. You're going to have all the 3PGs. You're going to have all the characters. And that's an advantage to a certain extent, except for the problem is in the game, they don't really have any game modes where you require a multitude of characters except for RHD. And in RHD, you can actually cheese ball with a bunch of, characters with explosion like the Street Fighter collab. That was a big thing for the Street Fighter characters is that they could actually plow through RHD. But I'm still going to have all those card sets, right, on my main account. Whereas on my free-to-play, I'm just going to have a lot more of these collaboration sets that only work on collaboration characters. So there's ups and downs to really both of my accounts, in all honesty. Do I regret putting money into my main account? No, absolutely not. Because I love the game. I want to support it. I love these characters. I have no problem with putting money in the game. And if you're a whale, you really shouldn't either, but I mean, it's really up to you as to whether or not you feel regret or not as far as putting money in the game. But as a free-to-play player, guys, you can do insane. You can do just amazing in this game. I mean, I still have 49,000 rubies and I got an A5 Gen. So in the next collaboration, another 3 or 4 months, I'm going to be able to go hog wild on that next collaboration, and God knows how strong those characters are going to be, what kind of effects they're going to have. I mean, it's just like it does pay off to be free to play in this game 100%. It really does. But it also pays off to be a whale, to spend money if you look at it from a certain perspective as far as collecting characters, collecting card sets, just getting everything and maxing out everything, then yeah, it's a benefit. But there's the question as, do you really need it? Does power creep really make a big difference in this game? Because the game modes are relatively easy for most players in the game unless you're a brand new player. So, I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think it's better to be just a solid free-to-play player because you're not even spending any money? Or do you think it's better to, to spend a little money because then you could acquire more characters, you could collect more characters, collect more card sets? I mean, it's really a matter of perception, guys, as to what is actually better. And do remember that I am going to be streaming on YouTube tonight at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time, and I'm going to be doing those $10 giveaways on that stream. So be there, my friends, if you can. So let me know how y'all doing in the game, and I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link is in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.